Hello, my name is Jenna Bosiger, and you're watching Cryptid's YouTube channel. On this episode, I want to continue on with my documentation of my Bigfoot research. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell, and I appreciate it very much. This is a continuation of the Bigfoot research that I was doing and the habituation that I was doing. This happened in March of 2013. That's when I started finding the footprints at the sandy riverbed and the lair, the nests, and I was going back continually almost every day with timber and finding all these things, and I began documenting it. So the night investigation happened on August 22nd, 2013. I had just started getting an interest in Bigfoot, and really my only experience or knowledge about Bigfoot up to that point was maybe a long time ago Spock did some TV special. And then finding Bigfoot really opened my eyes to the possibility of them existing or creatures existing. I somehow managed to get a message to Renee from Finding Bigfoot, and she was kind enough to reply. But the message was that I really wanted to do a night investigation, but that I was afraid of wild animals. And her response was, don't worry about it. You know, the chances of a wild animal approaching you, is just like practically 0%. She did help to convince me that this was going to be safe. But what's funny is that, thinking about it, looking back, I realized that her perspective was totally like what they do. They go out into the middle of nowhere one time, and then they're moving on, and they go out there, make a lot of noise, and yeah, they're going to scare away mountain lions. And they're not really, they're also moving too. There are a lot of prints here, active, changing all the time. At night, this place is pitch black because this mountain right here against it is completely dark. And there's no lights. There's hardly any lights. And Hemet's like the last city at the edge of the wilderness, surrounded by wilderness on all sides except for one, which is the side that leads, to the city, the west side. And the rest is completely on the edge of the wilderness. And so what has happened there is that there's actually a concentration of wild animals. And this is because they're pushed up against that border. And I think some of them are even benefiting from people. I convinced my friend, born and raised in LA. We met in the city. We were city friends. And I convinced her to come and visit me in Hemet. Now, she knew about my interest in UFOs, and I think maybe she thought this was going to be something like looking for UFOs or something. But I don't think she knew what she was getting into when, the action really started. She's very intuitive about people and situations. She's got street smarts, let's say, okay? So, for her to apply these to my thing, I remember we were driving there and I told her what our goal was to make them come to us. I just prepped her for it and I said, use intuition or any psychic abilities you may have to do that. She did, because looking back, the way she chose to position us with our backs to the nests and the lairs, sitting there in the sand, just, talking and laughing. Yeah, that worked. That drew something in. And there were multiple things. Now, what's interesting about these things that I just can't get over is not only are their eyes lit up, but their mouths are lit up. There's 3 lights. And that's weird, because why are their mouths lit up? Why is there light there? That is odd to me. No matter what I did to lighten it, I couldn't get any more detail, because when I lighten it, it just bleaches out the lights. Let's talk about what happened during the night investigation. Now, the reason I circled these orbs is because they were not circular. They had 6 sides. The only picture that had orbs in it.
We're out here at night on a Bigfoot investigation and going towards the water hole. And we have seen quite a few interesting tracks. Obviously, it's kind of hard to see, but there are these big tracks leading towards the water hole.
Here in this still that I got from the video, you can see the tracks, single file, 2 sets, leading off into the distance, way, way far into the distance. And later I come back the next day, that'll be the next video.
But there's no, well, I'm looking for toe prints, and it's kind of hard to be sure.
Notice this big footprint right below the light, and I zoom in, and I take some stills of that and try to zoom in, but it looks like toes, and it looks like a giant Bigfoot print. I did get this print even though it was nighttime, and it was right in the area that we were about to be sitting in.
But I know that there's a lot of animals going to drink from this water, and there's a lot of very strange prints that I've seen out here. And well, if he is out here, he heard us coming a mile away. But we're going to hunker down and get quiet and see what comes our way. Look at all this activity, this foot activity. All right. You look amused.
I am amused.
That's awesome that you're amused. Because I'm like...
Because it could be otherwise, and it wouldn't be as awesome.
It definitely wouldn't be awesome if I'm all, into it, and then you just look at me like, what an idiot.
These are just some stills that I got of the creature that was most visible, with 3 dots, 2 eyes, and then right below a mouth, like making a triangle.
No.
Just wanted you to see along the side to the right, you can see those flashes. That was from them stirring up the dust and stuff, because they were pacing back and forth and shaking bushes.
At least you're amused.
Well, you found a way to captivate my interest.
Well, I definitely, can't expect you to be like me, I guess.
It increased and got more intense and more intense. They were like pacing back and forth, and it sounded like someone was shaking a bush back and forth.
There's definitely something there watching us. Do you hear me? Okay, now we're recording, just so you know. But let's listen to what was over here in the briar. What? Listen. Shh. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. It's universal gang code. Gang call.
And who's determined that?
Because I heard Bigfoot, like whooping it up. You know what? We don't want to get too close, because if it's a mountain lion, we have to stay together.
Where's the mountain?
They are in caves, and they are in sand. Listen, see if it's bipedal or if it's... Hi.
Okay, so something is walking around back there, but you're never going to find out what it is by shining the light on it.
Oh.
Creepy, dude. Why do you like this kind of shit?
Well, you know what? Come on.
You can't have a big fucking gun and shoot at it.
Well, now let me get my money. What do you mean? Wait, we need to make sure we didn't leave anything.
After all of this happened, I became more in tune, more aware, more respectful with my surroundings, and using my ears and my peripheral vision and even my peripheral listening. Even if there's something else going on, I'm always listening for a twig snapping. I want to talk a little bit about the next episode that follows this one. I had to go back to this area by myself because she went home. I had to look for my phone that I left there, because we left in such a hurry, and all the print activity and the scat. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to wrap that up right here. Stay safe out there, and until next time, bye. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, and the bell. I really do appreciate it.